You just checked your phone, didn't you? Without even noticing. There was just a 2-second gap, and your hand went to your pocket automatically. It's not your fault. But what you just missed was one of humanity's most precious treasures. Boredom. Yes, you heard that right. That empty feeling you hate, that you escape with your phone, shows, music, was actually a gift for your brain. And we erased it from history. Nobody noticed. Nobody even realized they let it happen. Think about it. When's the last time you did nothing at all? Didn't look at a screen, just sat there. You don't remember, do you? Because the average person checks their phone 96 times a day. That's once every 10 minutes you're awake. Every 10 minutes. On the bus, in the elevator, even in the bathroom, phone in hand. So why are we filling these gaps so urgently? Because we've forgotten how to sit with silence, with emptiness. And we're paying the price for it every single day without realizing. In 2014, psychologist Timothy Wilson at the University of Virginia ran one of the most fascinating experiments in the history of science. He put participants in an empty room. No phone, no book, no music. Just 6 to 15 minutes, alone with their own thoughts. The results were shocking. Most participants found this experience so uncomfortable that, when given the option to shock themselves with electricity, most chose to hurt themselves rather than sit in silence. Thinking was more frightening than pain for some people. When Wilson published this finding, the scientific world was stunned. Was modern humanity really this afraid of being alone with its own mind? So what exactly happens in our brain when we're bored? Neurologists call it the default mode network. The part of the brain that kicks in when it's not focused on any task. And this is exactly where the most creative ideas are born. In a study conducted in the UK, participants who were first bored and then given a creative task compared to a group that wasn't bored produced far more original and creative ideas. Boredom wasn't the brain sitting idle. Boredom was the brain quietly starting to work in the background, just like a computer running an update behind the scenes. Now here's an interesting detail. The word boredom itself first appears in writing in the year 1852, in Charles Dickens' novel Bleak House. Before that, there was no specific word to describe this feeling, because this feeling in this form, this intensity, simply wasn't common enough. People didn't have that many empty moments in their lives to even need a separate word for it. Imagine that, a feeling so rare it didn't even have a name. Before the Industrial Revolution, life was shaped by the seasons. Planting time, harvest time, winter rest. Even a seemingly empty minute of time actually served a purpose. Rest, conversation, reflection, storytelling. There was no emptiness because life itself was already full. But this fullness wasn't artificial or forced like it is today. People weren't bored because their minds were never truly empty, just slower. Then factories arrived. Then hourly work schedules arrived. For the first time in history, people began seeing time as an enemy to be killed. Then came television. Then the internet. Then that small glowing screen in your pocket. Now not a single moment of your life stays truly empty. Every gap gets filled in seconds by a notification, a video, a scroll. Your brain never gets to breathe anymore. So what exactly did we lose? We lost daydreaming. We lost that brilliant idea that hits you in the shower. We lost the problem that solves itself while you're out on a walk. We lost those precious moments when the brain looked like it was resting, but was actually working hardest in the background. Now we fill every gap with a screen, and our brains never get to enter that creative, deep mode. We keep reacting, but we never actually think. But history's brightest minds already knew this. When Newton was confined to his home during the plague, it was during those boring, empty months that he laid the groundwork for gravity. Agatha Christie said her best murder plots came to her while washing dishes. Einstein, sitting in a dull patent office in Switzerland, planted the first seeds of relativity while his mind was empty. Boredom wasn't their enemy. Boredom was their secret laboratory, a workshop no one else could see. Next time you're bored, don't reach for your phone. That emptiness isn't a mistake. It's the brain quietly offering you a gift. Maybe one of history's greatest forgotten ideas is sitting inside your boredom right now, waiting. All you have to do is answer it with silence, not a screen. Maybe what we really lost wasn't time. It was the courage to be alone with ourselves.